You're mad. I'm back.
Perfect. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the KEMPIRE here on the KEMPIRE Radio Network. You know, we have a long history of discovering amazing talent, and I'm so excited to welcome Cam Pendley, right? Did I say it correctly?
Yeah, Cam Pendley, yep.
Welcome to the show. First of all, I'm just going to let people know how I discovered you. I'm going through TikTok in my bed, just going through TikTok, watching videos for hours and hours. It's crazy how you can get into such a deep dive with TikTok. And I stumbled upon your video and I was like, whoa. And first of all, you weren't even showing your face. It was like half of you. And all I heard was the voice. I was like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. So I keep going through and I do a deep dive. I say, oh, I got to get him on the show. So you are the first of our TikTok discoveries. Welcome to the show. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I want to ask you, because, you know, for the first time, a lot of our audience is just getting to know who you are. Who are you? Like, where did you come from? And how come I'm just discovering you now?
I am an artist. I'm a pop artist based out of Nashville, Tennessee. I think that the reason you're discovering me is because of this amazing app, TikTok. And I was kind of not hesitant to get on it. I think that I explored it just like a lot of others did. And I feel like I'm a little bit ahead of the normal age group on TikTok, as I know many people are. And so I watched it for a while from behind the scenes, would watch it for months, and then decided that I wanted to kind of get involved because I saw the ability to kind of grow a fan base and connect with people and have people hear your music. I feel like I've been putting out music for about a year and a half now, and just kind of watching it not go as far as I want it to and not have as many people hear what I think people will enjoy. And so TikTok is an outlet for that, and I love it. I think that I've grown to make videos every single day and not feel like, oh, here we go, here's another video. Like, no, here's another cover, like, we'll see what people think about this, or here's another little blip of a song that I'm writing, see what people think about it. It's exciting, and so I think that I'm definitely being held up at all hours of the night by people reaching out, talking to me about different things musically, and to collaborate and do different things. And so it's exciting. It's exciting to have people finally take more of an interest in what I do, and to get to do opportunities like this and kind of share why I do what I do. And yeah, I'm excited about it.
Did you start before the pandemic, or was it the pandemic that influenced this?
The pandemic, I think, gave me no other option. It was just like, okay, I mean, I have so much time on my hands. If I'm not using this time, then what am I doing? So like a lot of others, instead of just sitting and watching TikTok all day, I was like, let me make a few and try to see what happens with it.
And what's been maybe the most interesting thing that's happened since you've been on TikTok?
Yeah, so I feel like at first it was really slow. It was, I would post and I would get a couple people commenting. I'm like, okay. And I feel like with anything that you do, when you don't see maybe the response that you're expecting or that you have in your head, it's discouraging. So you're like, maybe I should do this. Like, I thought that maybe this would be a cool thing, and I see other people doing it well. Maybe it's just not for me personally. And so I stuck with it and continued, and I feel like it just started slowly growing and growing. And then the most exciting thing is just so many people that I admire reach out to me, whether it be through different artists that I've listened to, and different creatives that either on TikTok or off of TikTok that I watch, or so just seeing people that I admire reach out to me, tell me they love my stuff, or that they really love the cover that I did of this, and I love that.
What's been your biggest cover to date?
The biggest cover would be Payphone. I don't know if that's the one that you heard, but that's definitely the one.
No, that wasn't the one, but that's one of my favorite songs. But
yeah. That's going to be my first. So I haven't done a YouTube cover ever, like a full YouTube cover. And I was kind of hesitant of doing that because of being an artist that I write all my own music. And so I'm very passionate about writing and being able to say what I want to say. And I'm all about co-writing and things like that. And I think that there are so many benefits to be able to do that. But I'm very big on my own music and being able to share that. And so I've really been hesitant to do covers, but I've had way too many people ask for full covers of some of these songs. So that's going to be the first one. hopefully in the
Wow.
next week or two, I will be putting that out and putting it on YouTube, and I'll post it on TikTok and all of that stuff.
Most definitely, we'll link everyone to your YouTube channel so they can see that as well. But let's rewind before you got on TikTok. I mean, how long have you been doing music seriously for yourself?
Yeah, so I've been singing my whole life. I've been doing music literally since I can first remember. I went through my teenage years and kind of didn't really explore music at all. I kind of just hanging out with my friends, doing whatever, not really focused on anything like that at all. But then when I graduated and decided to go to college, when I was about 20 years old, I decided to pursue music in college and get my undergrad in music. And so I did that, but I didn't really want to use it for what it's normally used for, which is like teaching and different things. And so I was kind of like, well, should I be doing this or should I not be doing it? I know that I make connections through being in this degree program and meeting different people, having different opportunities. But is that what I need to do? And so I graduated, and I knew I wanted to do music, but I don't think I was confident enough to take that leap and say, I'm an artist, I'm a songwriter, I'm going to make my own music. And I think a lot of people struggle with that. You can be told 100, 1,000 times, oh my goodness, you need to put out this music, you need to make an album, you need to do this. And you still second guess yourself, and you still compare yourself, and you don't want to make that jump. But I think I was around, how old was I? Almost 25 when I said, okay, I want to jump into this, and I'm going to be an artist. I'm going to write my first song. I'm going to produce it. I have a lot of producer friends and mixer friends and a lot of creatives that I know through college and through other outlets. And so I had all the people in place, and they support me and they encourage me, but I finally made the decision myself. And so jumped in, made my first single, and that's been about a year and a half, been doing that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And for those that are getting accustomed to your music, who are your influences?
Oh, so many. So we were talking a little bit before this about how people have a very eclectic taste of music. I think a lot of people do. And so I draw from so many different people. And yeah, I mean, I could just pick a name in a hat of just random artists. I'm like, oh, absolutely. I've listened to them my whole life. But
Who's your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
So some of my favorite artists and some people that inspired me the most right now are Kevin Garrett and JP Sachs. He wrote a song with Julia Michaels that kind of blew up over this last year, If the World Was Ending. But I've been following him for a while, and a lot of his songwriting is just absolutely magnificent. Same thing with Kevin Garrett. Kevin Garrett is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he's signed to Rock Nation because he produced at least one song on Beyonce's Lemonade album, and that's kind of his claim to fame. But his music is just absolutely phenomenal. Definitely go check out his music if you've never heard him.
Definitely. And I guess, before we even jump into more conversation, I think people want to hear your voice. Yeah. So can you sing something for us?
Absolutely.
I love the fact that you have a guitar. I'm like geeking out because I'm such a music fan.
So let me do a cover that I did on TikTok. Okay, so this is Gavin DeGraw's I'm not over you. There we go. If you ask me how I'm doing, I would say I'm doing just fine. I would lie and say that you're not on my mind. But I go out and I sit down at a table that's set for two. And finally I'm forced to face the truth. No matter what I say, I'm not over you. Yeah, so that's a popular one that I did on TikTok. I feel like a lot of people resonate with some of the slower, more reflective stuff that I do. And I think that it's something that I love, music, a lot of music that I listen to. So it probably comes out, I probably feel more engaged in the music, in those type of songs, because that's what I love to listen to. So,
yeah. With those slower types of songs, do you want to branch out and do more, up tempos or?
Absolutely, yeah. So I've put out a couple of more up tempo songs, and I love up tempo music. I really do. I think that I mean, obviously, there's always something about being able to dance to a song or a song that makes you want to move and get up. But I love both, and I think that with TikTok, at least personally, my experience, a lot of the growth that I've seen is in people doing some of the more maybe slower reflective songs. I don't know, maybe it's just more of an emotional thing. And obviously on TikTok, it's an acoustic setting most people are doing. Like they're on keys or they're on acoustic guitar. They're not in like a full production. So I think that really lends itself to doing that slower, more reflective music.
Definitely. The like, where do you see yourself in your music in the next year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now? Like, what do you want to accomplish?
Yeah, honestly, probably one of my biggest goals for the next even year or so, year or 2 years, is I want to be doing what I love full time. I want to be touring. I want to be putting out more music. I just want to really kind of be able to be supported by my fan base and be able to share what I've experienced personally, and put it through music and kind of uh, to me, one of the biggest things, there's not really like a level of success as far as maybe streams or followers or anything like that, likes or whatever you want to consider. It's really just being able to feel fulfilled and do what I love. And I think that if you can do something that you love, people see that, people engage with that. People are like, oh, he loves what he does. Like he's really into that. So I admire that. I want to listen to this. I want to watch this. So.
How does your family feel about you pursuing your dream?
Yeah, I think that so I have a super supportive family. They've always been um, just supportive, honestly, in everything that I do. They listen to what I have to say. They let me make my own decisions. And that has been, that was tough at a certain point. I feel like they were relatively strict growing up, but then once I hit around 18 years old and I was able to do my own thing, they were very supportive of letting me make my own decisions. And that was tough, I feel like, because I really wanted their input after a certain amount of time. I was like, oh, no, just like tell me exactly what to do. Tell me the steps. I don't think they ever can.
Why did you want their input? So why was that important to you?
I feel like I just wanted someone to make the decisions. Like it's scary once you have to make a right or a wrong decision. You think, oh, this might not be the right thing. Like I want to be able to kind of pull wisdom from other people. My parents never wanted to push me into anything that I didn't want to do. Probably to kind of take their hands off, so if something didn't go wrong or something didn't go right, they would be able to say, oh, I mean, I never told you to do that. So yeah, I think that was tough for a little bit. I'm grateful for it because it let me forge my own path and learn on my own, and not find myself maybe in a career or doing something that I never really wanted to do, but I only did it for them. So I'm grateful for it.
Most definitely. What is your creative process? Because as we see, you're also a musician. I'm sure you also write your songs yourself. Like, what is the creative process for you?
Absolutely, yeah. So my creative process, I've tried to branch out. I would say when I first started my songwriting, I would play chords and I would find a chord progression that I like and then just kind of mumble over it and just find melodies that I like. And I'm like, ooh, I really like that. Okay, well, let me see what lyrics would fit best for that. And once I find something that I like, whether it be a hook or just a small melody that I like with lyrics, then I kind of build the song around that. So that would be how my creative process, I would say, started. It would start with finding a melody that I like, then finding a lyric that I like, and then building the song around that moment. And then now I've branched out a little bit to writing lyrically, writing the whole song, and then going through and playing through it and saying, okay, well, let's find melodies that match these lyrics. And it's interesting. There's so many different types of, or so many different routes, I guess you could say, to songwriting. And there's no specific formula. Everyone knows, all the songwriters say that and know that, because if there was, we would all be pumping them out all the time. The number one hits. There's no secret way to get a hit. And so it's kind of just different elements coming together. And I think the more you can branch out of what you normally do, find different chord progressions, find different inspiration from lyrics, listen to different genres of music, different melodies, and incorporate that, it's going to create something that's not like what you've created before. And a lot of times I think that you'll like it. And then I think that is honestly key a lot of times in finding some of these hit songs or songs that really stick out and make you want to go, oh, I've never heard that before. Like I want to say that to my playlist. I want to listen to that over and over again.
Most definitely. And your new single, let's talk about that.
Yeah,
What was the inspiration for it?
definitely. So Paying Tolls was kind of inspired by, so the song is called Paying Tolls. The term Paying Tolls I use as a like analogy to say like the monotony of life and the requirements that we have to do in life. So paying tolls is something like you have to do. You don't want to do it. You're driving. You're like, oh, I hit a toll booth. I've got to do this. It's kind of like the daily monotony. And so the whole idea of that song is the chorus, paying tolls, wasting time. That we're not supposed to waste that time. We're supposed to make the most of every day. We're supposed to utilize what we've been given and yeah, just live life without feeling like, oh, I need to wake up at 9 o'clock and go to work and then clock out and then go to the gym and then come home and eat and then go to bed and then do it again and do it again. And that monotony is something that I think we've gotten into in American culture that is something that probably should be changed and something that I think could definitely be improved, especially by looking at different cultures around the world and different ways to find a better balance of the work home balance and all of that. Yeah. So
Do
that's
you,
kind of the gist of it.
do you think that, like a time like now with this pandemic and the virus and social justice issues that we're having right now, do you think I felt like this song is so timely for right now?
Yeah, I think that's probably honestly how it came to be. I mean, it was written through all of this, and I think that being able to step back from work with all of this going on, I think that's where it kind of sparked my mind. Like, whoa, I'm tired of doing this daily routine where I'm
Mm.
always doing this same old thing. I'm not living. I'm working to pay for food and to pay for my place, and then I do it all over again. And like, what am I actually doing? And then so being able to take a step back from work and be like, oh, I can just walk around and go get coffee and do this. I'm like, there's so much more, and I feel so much more um, fulfilled and free in a sense. And so I think that is honestly where it came from as far as from a writing standpoint.
Have you been more creative during this time?
I love that conversation I have. Um, I've had ups and downs. So I think for the first bit, I mean, none of us knew really how long it was going to last. And so we kind of started with, oh, okay, it might be a couple weeks. So it might be a month. Okay, it's definitely a month. And so then I was kind of like, okay, well, let's just kind of rest. Let's take a step back. Let's just relax. I haven't been able to relax in a while. And then I have like an inner me that's saying, oh, I can't relax. I need to be productive. I need to do something. I've been sitting here for weeks. Like, let's get up and do something. So I've had kind of ups and downs. And then now that, at least in my area, part of the country, things are slowly returning to normal, but then also right now kind of being jumped back because of all the craziness.
Yeah.
The return to normal for me has been able to like jumpstart my creativity and get me back into being writing more and producing more and being able to work more with other people. So yeah.
Most definitely. And since we're talking about your song Paying Tolls, I think we should hear a little bit of it.
Absolutely, definitely. Show me how you go about it. With the notice, no opposing. Easier to feel without it. Don't slip open to take noses. Will you fill me in? Where did we leave? It goes by. Always seems like we got falling behind. We were not meant to just fit in the lines. No. Flipping through the pages, leaving after stain it. Take a bath, no pacing. Take it all in and roll up your sleeves. Paying tolls, wasting time. Mind it go, change my mind.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for doing that. I'm always asking singers when they're here on the show to sing. So I appreciate the fact that you have a guitar too, so that it adds to the whole experience, I think, for the listeners. So, and people watching. So what's next? Paying Tolls, it's available everywhere. We'll link everyone to your social media, to the song. But what's what's to come? What can your fans be excited about?
Totally. So I'm definitely working on new music, and I am kind of like we talked a little bit about before this interview, that there's a lot of new opportunities coming my way through TikTok and kind of meeting new people through Instagram, and so I'm kind of unsure a little bit. I don't really know. I don't want to say like, oh, this is coming, this is coming. I'm always working on the music, and I'm ready to release it for sure. But in the kind of the industry, when different people approach you, sometimes you got to wait for different opportunities, and it's not exactly the time to release this song or this song. So there will be new music. Most definitely this year, there will be a few new songs that come out. But as far as maybe like a EP or a full length, that might be later, or it might be sooner to come. We'll see. The opportunities that are coming in kind of make things unsure, but it's exciting. So
most definitely. What's the message that you want your audience to get from your music and your artistry?
Definitely. So I think if you listen to all of my songs that I have released to date, I think there's going to be a lot of relationship songs. I love relationship songs, as most people do. So learning from relationships, growing from relationships, going back to bad relationships. I have a lot of those songs, but I think that the number one thing that I would personally like to share is kind of along with the Paying Tolls theme. And so I released a song prior to Paying Tolls, and it's kind of depressing, and it's very similar in the sense of talking about how the monotony of life and getting stuck. It's called Nothing Changes, and getting stuck in the same patterns of things. And this was referring to different relationships that I've had. And so a lot of what I write will be, this is what I've experienced. These are things that other people experience, and that's how they relate through what I say, through my music. And so with Paying Tolls, it kind of wrapped up that little chapter of song saying, hey, don't get caught in these same old experiences. Don't get caught in the monotony or whatever that is for them, whether it is their job or whether it is a relationship. But live your life and use the most of what you've been given. And that's something that I love. I love the summertime. I love the free songs, the kind of release your worries and get out there, and you only have so much time. And I love that. So you're definitely going to be hearing a lot more of that through my music and from me for sure. Well,
Until we get the full EP, we can definitely be excited about new music. We can be excited about your TikTok. So if people want to get more, even if it's a short minute, it's worth it, especially because you have a lot of videos there. So people can definitely get more. I'm going to be selfish and ask for one more cover, if possible.
One more cover. Okay.
One more. I know I only said one, but the guitar is right there. And I'm sure your fans are going to want to hear something else.
Okay. I'm at a payphone trying to call home. All of my change I spent on you. Where have the times gone? Baby, it's all wrong. Where are the plans we made for two? If happy ever after did exist, I would still be holding you like this. All those fairy tales are full of it. But one more stupid love song, I'll be sick. I'm at a payphone.
Yes, love that song. Thank you so much for doing it.
Of course.
Cam, thank you so much. We're going to jump into your song for the very first time here on the KEMPIRE Radio Network. We appreciate you. We hope that you come back because we know you're going to be doing big things. So don't forget about us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. And we're going to jump into that song. Take a listen to Paying Tolls.
Absolutely.